Morning, it's your turn to get advice about job hunting and career transitions. Randy Wooden from the Wooden Group joins us. If you've got a question, go ahead and give us a call at 800-807-8255. Good morning.
Good morning.
We got Marissa on the phone from Winston-Salem. Good morning, Marissa.
Good morning.
Hello.
What's your
Hello.
question? Marissa, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I have a question. I've been working at a job for 3 months, and I just received my degree in biology, and I've gotten another job offer. I'm interested in trying different fields. My question is, should I wait until I'm at the job? Should I stay at the job that I'm at longer, or should I go ahead and jump on the faculty?
Well, there are a lot of factors that would go into that decision. I think you've got to weigh stability in a job. If I'm an employer and I see that you've been on a job for a matter of a few months and leave, it'll raise some questions. I think you want to give this new job time to see how it goes. You may have opportunities inside the company where you can grow and continue to learn. It'll help you long term, I think, as long as you're doing something that positions you well for your next job, whether that's in this company or somewhere else. But I think I might stay put for a bit and try to establish some longevity there.
Do you create some red flags on the resume if you have a series of several jobs where you're maybe, is a year kind of a magic number? I was there for a year or 2 years, or what?
It really is tough, and with so much downsizing that's been going on, many times people lose jobs through no fault of their own. It's just the reality of things, and a lot of times people take contract positions, and so they may only be at a company for a short period, and that does raise some red flags, and it takes a little bit of work on the resume to make that not be a showstopper sometimes.
Okay. Jay is from Greensboro. He's on the line right now. Morning, Jay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. I want to ask you about positions with the U.S. Postal Service. I've been working with a mail pre-sort company for about 5 years now, and a lot of friends of mine have recommended that I would check out the U.S. Postal Service as a career, and don't really know how to go about getting my foot in the door, so to speak.
In my role in consulting, I really don't do much with government positions. There tends to be a fairly specific process. I know there's an application that you need to fill out, and it's a pretty long process sometimes. So, I would probably go to the post office and ask them, hey, how did you get here? What process did you go through? And pretty much follow in their footsteps. From a networking standpoint, that government jobs, that's a little different than private industry, where somebody who can control the hiring process can make a decision. In government, a lot of times it's committee by committee by committee.
Hey, let's talk about the job market this time of year. A lot of people worried about the holidays. Does that change the job market somewhat?
It can. What you run into, companies tend to put off, unless you're in retail, a lot of times from Thanksgiving to Christmas is sort of a time to retrench a little bit and look toward the next year. And so from a hiring standpoint, a lot of times people just put hiring on hold. If you're a job hunter, now is a great time. It's a great time to network well, to be in position so that when companies do begin to hire, that you've got a running start on that process.
So when they say we're putting it off to the first of the year, they're serious.
Yeah.
They're not putting you off. They're just waiting on the decision or something like that.
That's
and a lot
reality.
of vacation time too, and it's hard to get, I guess, decisions made. When you do
Yeah, and that happens also in the summertime, particularly when you may have to interview with several people. A lot of times they're on vacation. So the fall is a great time for hiring. The first part of the year is a great time. Basically when school's in session, that's good.
Okay. Raymond in High Point's on the line with a question. Good morning, Raymond.
Good morning.
Hi.
I've got a question. If you have something in your past, say 20 years back, with maybe a felony, and you obviously want to be honest about that, but what else can you do so that does not diminish the credibility of the person?
Tough one. I get that frequently when I'm here. Reality is it's part of your record, and you can try to sell around that when you're face to face. It's obviously something you don't put on your resume, so they wouldn't know that beforehand. But in the application process, you have to acknowledge that. If you don't, then that's bad news. So you've got to do what you can to sell around it, to show that you've learned from the mistakes. Try to show what you've done since then to show that you're a productive member of society and that you can contribute to the company. I know all that sounds good and that sometimes you can't sell that to somebody, but you've got to try, and that's really your only option, is to show what you've done and how it's going to help the company.
You're the best salesman you for about 4
That's
years.
a tough one. It really is. And you know, you just pay for mistakes sometimes the rest of your life, and so you really need to think before you act.
Okay, Randy, thanks very much for coming
Appreciate it.
in. Cindy?